Something we've spoken about before but haven't chatted about for a little while is elimination diets. And what that actually is effectively is what it sounds like it is. It's eliminating lots of ingredients into your dog's diet and really narrowing down what the dog's getting. But why would you want an elimination diet? The main reason is when the dog's got an issue. That can be scratching, it can be itching, it can be ear infections, it can be hot spots, loss of hair and things like that. Now obviously any change in the diet that's going to be extreme, it's worth speaking to a vet about. But if you think you want to try an elimination diet because you think there might be a slight intolerance in the food that the dog has with the food, let's say you feed a lot of chicken, you might want to eliminate chicken, or you feed a lot of turkey or something like that. Now we always suggest going for what's known like a novel protein, something the dog hasn't had before. It doesn't have to be novel to us. If your dog has never had lamb, for example, you might want to try that, and it's nice and easy to get hold of. But really what you want to do is find a food that the dog hasn't had before or has had very little of or not much at all, and feed that. You can do that in dry food, you can do it in raw. Sometimes it's a lot easier if you're feeding raw, because a lot of raw diets don't have as many ingredients. They've got a lot less ingredients. Sometimes when you're feeding a dry food, there's a huge list of ingredients, and if you want to cut out a lot, it can be quite hard. So what we want to do is feed a very narrowed down list of ingredients for a period of time, 2 to 3 weeks, and see whether there's a change, see whether the itching goes away, the scratching goes away. We like to use, especially when we're looking at raw, we like to use things like goat, venison, pheasant, stuff like that dogs very rarely have had before, and that works really, really well. The one thing to remember, I know we bang on about it a lot, is don't forget your treats. If you're going to narrow down the food to only feed goat, for example, for this 2 to 3 weeks, don't then go and feed loads and loads of treats with different protein sources and stuff like that. You're just not going to get a very accurate gauge of how it's working. And all that happens is people come back to us and we say, how did it go? And they say, it didn't really work. I said, well, did you still feed all your treats and different treats? And often they say yes, and we have to start the process over and over again. So yeah, it's worth looking at that as well. If you've got any questions about elimination diets and how to go about it, we're obviously here to help, but they're fairly simple. You should be able to do it without too much problem. But yeah, we're always here to help.